Hey everybody, Mr. Gajewski here, and today we're going to talk about solving two-step and multi-step equations. So let's go through some examples together here. My first one is 10 equals 6 minus 2x. Now if I were to substitute a value in for x here and follow the order of operations, the first thing I would want to do is multiply here and then subtract the 2x or add 6 to 2x. But to solve an equation, we're actually going to do the opposite or inverse order of operations. So we actually need to get rid of this positive 6. Well, how do I get rid of that plus 6? I'm going to go ahead and subtract 6 from both sides. That'll give me 4 equals, now don't forget the sign here, negative 2x. Then I need to divide by the number being multiplied next to x, that is negative 2. Well, 4 divided by negative 2, I get negative 2. And on the right-hand side, negative 2 divided by negative 2 leaves me with x. And if I'm not sure, I can always do a check. And since this is our first problem of the video, we will do a check. So my original equation is 10 equals 6 minus 2x. Well, I'm going to substitute a negative 2 in for x. Now the first thing I'll do here is I'm going to multiply negative 2 times negative 2. Two negatives gives me a positive, in this case 4. And 6 plus 10 equals 10. Does 10 equal 10? Yes, it does. So this is my solution. I can go ahead and circle that up. Take a look at another example. So now we have a fraction n over 7, or n divided by 7 plus 2 equals 2. Well, again, inverse order of operations. Instead of dividing, I'm going to think about how can I get rid of that addition. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. N over 7 equals, well, what's 2 minus 2? That's 0. And I need to multiply both sides by 7. Well, what is 0 times 7? That is 0. Now, hold up. Can I get 0 as a solution? In fact, yes, I can. 0 is a number. 0 can be a solution just like any other number. And if we aren't sure, we can always do a check. So let's plug in a 0 here. So 0 over 7 plus 2 equals 2. 0 times 7 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. And we get 2 equals 2. So that works. We are good to go. 0 is, in fact, our solution. Well, how about this one with some fractions? Hey, just like any other problem, don't let the fractions spook you. Let's go ahead and let's undo the subtraction by adding 1/5 to both sides. On the left-hand side, that's going to leave me with q over 15 equals, well, 3/5 plus 1/5 is 4/5. Then I'm going to go ahead and undo this division by multiplying both sides by 15. So that'll give me q on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, I need to do, well, 4 times 15 is 60. 5 times 1 is 5. What is 60 over 5, or 60/5? Well, 60 divided by 5 is going to give me 12. So q equals 12. No calculator necessary. Let's look at another example. So in this example, we're going to have to simplify the left-hand side of our equation first. So we have 6x plus 3 minus 8x. So let's go ahead and let's group like terms. So I'm just going to rearrange this so it's easier to see. So 6x minus 8x plus 3 equals 13. Now I can go ahead and combine like terms. 6x minus 8x is going to give me negative 2x plus 3 equals 13. Now I need to isolate that negative 2x, so I'm going to get rid of plus 3 by doing minus 3 to both sides. 13 minus 3 is 10. Divide by negative 2. And x equals, well, 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5. Always remember, a positive divided by a negative is a negative. Next example, 9 equals 6 minus the sum of x and 2. So I have some parentheses there. So first thing I want to do is I actually want to get rid of those parentheses. So we can think of this minus sign as a negative 1. And what I need to do before I can add or subtract anything to balance this equation is I need to simplify the right-hand side. Well, I can do that by distributing a negative 1. So 9 equals negative 1 times x, and then negative 1 times 2. Well, 6 is going to stay the same. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Let's go ahead and let's group like terms. So remember, like terms, same variable to the same power. So in this case, my constants are going to get grouped together. So 6 minus 2, don't forget the minus sign, minus x. Let's combine like terms. 6 minus 2 is 4, minus x. So I need to get x by itself. Let's go ahead and let's get rid of the positive 4 by subtracting 4. 4's will cancel out, and I'm left with negative x. But I'm not done quite yet, because I don't want to know what x is. I want to know what positive x is equal to. So to undo or get rid of this negative sign, we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. So 5 divided by negative 1 will give me negative 5. Negative x divided by negative 1, well, two negatives will give me a positive. So negative 5 equals x. Let's try one more example together. Well, 4 parentheses x minus 2 plus 2x equals 40. Again, first thing I need to do is I need to distribute a 4 times x and a 4 times negative 2. 4 times x, 4x. 4 times negative 2, well, positive and a negative gives me a negative 8, or minus 8, plus 2x equals 40. Let's group like terms. 4x plus 2x minus 8 equals 40. And then we'll combine like terms to get 6x minus 8 equals 40. Let's isolate that 6x by undoing the minus 8. We're going to add 8 to both sides. So 40 plus 8 gives me 48. And lastly, we will divide by 6. And 48 divided by 6 is going to give me 8. Again, if you're not sure, go ahead and take this 8, plug it in for x in both spots of our original equation, and you should get a true statement. If you get a true statement, your solution is correct. That is all for solving two-step and multi-step equations. I hope that helps, and I will see you next time.